Namaste and welcome, beloved mighty companions, to the holy circle of light, of infinite light, the symbol of what's innocent, infinite, unchanging happiness. And then the blessings, it's just like this shower of blessings of all the mighties who join us for this, to look together. And this means given by Jesus is so simple. To start with the light, the abject power of infinite being. And honor that what's here is timeless, changeless, unchanging. To see that the light doesn't know anything about this world, just like we don't know anything. And so we join again. I was just thinking about laughing about that, like Jesus, to show us how much we not knowing anything, how much happy we're not to know a darn thing about anything. Let's just like sheer joy and just follow that infinite light that's taking us home so quickly. And Elliot had put a question out there about he was having a hard time watching videos. I'm still not clear what kind of videos. But it's just really a good reminder. First of all, it's really great because we're joining, rather than just waiting and waffling and not sure about what's guidance and what's not guidance. If we really step in with each other in these groups, in the Joining in Light Brigade, and through the messenger group, just ask, is there somebody to join who can jump on? It's really a great opportunity to see where the denials are. And if there are any denials that we can hear, because we can all hear very, very well. So we can get clear together with our mighties on what our guidance is. And what's most helpful, because we'll all hear it. We'll all hear it. It's not one's going to hear it, another's hearing it. If not everyone's hearing it, then there's some objection below the level of awareness, some denial. So we're here to look at the denials, and we're continuing to look deeply in chapter 20. All these beliefs. Like yesterday, we were talking about the belief in, a couple of beliefs have come up. And I feel like I'm being reminded to really hone in on that effortlessness. Any desire for effort to wake up. Oh my gosh, that's just even happy to talk about. Because I could see the desires, below the level of awareness, this is going to be hard. Waking up's hard and it's impossible. And when is it going to happen? And all those kind of plays in consciousness. Now I understand through looking directly at these denials. Now we see, that's a desired experience to put that snooze on. Just drag that baby out as far as possible through pretending like we don't know that we're denying divinity, divine light, and just to see how impossible it is looking at as light. And any desire to have an experience of difficulty in recognizing light, honoring light. We can see all the obstacles we've thrown up to just being what we are already, infinite, unchanging light. That's happiness, ceasing to deny that we're already what's here. There's no words for it. There's no we. There's no I. We can ask the light, is there any I in the light? The light got an I in there? Is it holding on to a person, infinite light? When we look and we find a person, can we find a body, no person? We can recognize through consciousness that we're not happy. And admitting we're really not happy, because within the play of consciousness, it seems like there are these cycles. Oh, I'm really, really happy. Yet when we really look, we don't remember. The whole plan of consciousness, the plan not to have an experience of happiness. So how can we really, we've forgotten what happiness is. Happiness is identity. It's what's here now, infinite, unchanging happiness. We can ask the light that. Is infinite, unchanging happiness here, joy. No pain. Yeah, I saw that on a forum today. Someone saying, so when you wake up, do you still experience pain? Let's ask the light that. When you wake up to divine, pain's part of dreaming. It's part of the dream. Is it possible to be without pain while the body's moving? Ask the light. When we had so many ideas, I'm going to get old, I'm going to get arthritis, I'm going to get this, I'm going to be all these worries, or our own self-generated fear about a future and projection to try to have these experiences. And we can just ask the light and see it's not true. So we were talking about, you believe you must escape from the ego, the desire for an experience of escaping. Just feels good to check in on that. Jesus, is there any desire, to get in that rough and tumble? It's like a voice. You ever notice that? There'll be like a voice over here talking about this, and then you'll go over here and you'll be, it's like there's just an argument in there, as though there's someone out there. I mean, it doesn't only play on the screen, it plays in whatever that thought field, debris field is, the argument. If this could have been better, if this was a skiff, we all sail away, that kind of. We have to continually ask for a change in perception. Miracle on that. Miracle on mind wandering. Just really, really, really noticing when we're playing Duke It Out. When the play of Duke It Out is in play, not we. There's no one playing it. You desire an experience of attempting to escape the ego while denying you miscreated it and claiming that you are powerless to escape it. The desire for an experience of being powerless to cease to deny. Are we powerless to cease to deny that we're the dream? Seeing that we have the power to cease to deny is the way out of the dream. Yeah, we talked about this doing battle. Desire to do battle. Let's just check in and see if there's any desire below our level of awareness for battle. Battle anything. The slightest twitch is a battle, I can hear Jesus. Teeny tiny, itsy witsy, teeny little twitch is the battle. That's uncompromising. Because we see that the light doesn't twitch. It just is. See, there's some confusion. Yes, anyone can recognize that the light's here. Yet as long as there's a twitch, we're still involved. There's still an involvement in consciousness. There's still the play of consciousness. Unperturbed, undisturbed, unborn awareness. Perfect happiness, unborn. Choiceless awareness. Let's just ask, is choiceless awareness our natural state in the light of divine being? It's the only state, Jesus says, the only state. And it's not really a state. It's like the stateless state. What is the stateless? Is beyond perception, the typical form of perception. True perception, we can call it true perception. Yet we can see that the light doesn't perceive anything. It's not involved in perception in any way. You want to believe you are separate. That's directly from, you desire an experience of feeling you're separate. Let's just check in. Is there any desire for an experience of separate? Is there any desire to have an experience of separation and try to get salvation through separation? And see what the light says. To see how the ego's play is to attempt to get salvation, to get love, peace. If we dig really, we don't have to dig deep, but we just ask Jesus to show us. There's a belief, he tells us in the Course, there's a belief that salvation lies below these denials. Keeping them. That's why we don't give it over, because we have confused ourselves into thinking there's a salvation in it. So we just check in and see, is there any desire for an experience of salvation through feeling separate, maintaining a feeling of separateness? We can ask for a miracle on the feeling of separateness. If we put the feeling that we're separate in the light of divine being, if that's placed in the light, what happens to it? Can it coexist with light? Of any feeling of separation we could find, does it coexist with infinite light? We do the light test. Does this survive in light? If not, not true. The only test that's worth taking is the light test. You believe that strife is possible. Thus, you desire to miscreate an experience of feeling strife. Is there any desire for strife below the level of awareness? I'm willing to see it. Let it rise up. Give it the light handshake through a miracle. See if it survives pure unborn awareness. See if it survives there. That's the only test. If it doesn't outlast the light, then it's not true. We can give that over quickly to a miracle. You believe it is possible to attack God. Jesus, is there any desire below my level of awareness to attack God? This is a deep one to look at, because this is going to be hidden in the corners of the black hole down there. This is what the ego does not want us to see. Any twitch is an attack on ourselves. See, and since we're synonymous with God, then that's a self-attack. It's a desire for an experience of attack. Pain, headache, it's all the desire for death, to kill. I want to kill. If you look below it, anything that arises, you can find the desire to kill in it, the kill the light, the recognition of light. It's helpful to be taken down. Ask Jesus to take you, okay, show me what's below that, what's below this desire. Let's just see. What's below the desire? Well, to attack God, of course, is to try to kill God. So that's pretty straightforward, that one. You desire an experience of attacking God. I'm going to look, make sure there are no remnants left. Is the light attackable? Is attack true? Is it possible? So really have to be present and ask that these attack with Jesus to go down and show it, that reveal the desire and how much we really like attack. It can't clear the subconscious mind without help, without asking the light to show it. because we like to selectively, consciousness likes to play selectivity. That's the same selectivity it uses to choose to deny miracles. We can ask that, is consciousness a play to deny miracles? Is consciousness a play about what it allows to come out into awareness? See that? That's why we can't judge our progress, because we'll think, oh, I cleared a big one. Who's saying that? That's the ego's way of keeping control. That's why we have to ask Jesus, okay, which miracles do I perform? What do I look at to clear? You believe God will retaliate against you. Is there any desire for an experience that God retaliates? Look below our level of awareness. Just really be present and see, ask to be shown anywhere. Please show me anywhere below my level of awareness that I believe in retaliation, that I'll be retaliated against for the creation of the world. Desire for an experience of retaliation, punishment, a form of punishment for creation of the world. Is the light retaliating? The light know what retaliation is? See, the light doesn't know what retaliation is. You believe that the world can retaliate against you. Jesus, I'm willing to see any desire for an experience in which the world seems to retaliate against me. You believe you can think apart from God. You desire an experience in which you feel you can think apart from God. Whenever there's sadness, there's a belief, Master Jesus, etc. Yes, there's a belief that thoughts are apart from God. Like any unhappiness, any tension actually is a thought trying to like escape God. Yet in light of divine being, can any thoughts escape the light, or any thoughts? Is a single thought out there outside of light? But just really feel the itch to think apart, so we can notice how much we really like trying to think apart from God and playing in the thought field. Does the light play in a thought field? Images are thoughts. So a lot of times there are images that we want to play in those images. Images of future, images of past. Those are all generated by thought. Everything is this world. Let's ask the light. Is this world generated by thoughts? That's why Jesus does the weaning. He's weaning us off thoughts by using thoughts of God to help us with discerning thoughts. The higher order thoughts versus the thoughts that send us into the spiral of full denial, divinity. You desire an experience in which it feels like you can think. And thinking apart from God will always make us feel separate, like we're separate, even though it's just a dream. This is the power of thought. It's a really, really good trilogy on the power of thought. 3 Star Trek episodes. Let's see if I can remember all 3. First one, Where No Man Has Gone Before, Next Generation. Second one, Remember Me. And let's see if I can remember the third one. If not, I'll post it out. I'll find it. It's one where Wesley Wesley comes back from the academy, and then there are 3 the time traveler episodes, beautiful episodes to really look with direct looking at the power of thoughts. Very powerful. I'll look at them all together, and the phraseology in there, some of the sentences and things that they say in that time traveler says off the rails, pointing directly to how the miscreation and examples of how thoughts miscreate in experience. You believe you order your own thoughts. So let's ask about this desire to order thoughts. Definitely want a miracle on this. Ordering thoughts, meaning some thoughts being more important than other thoughts. See, if different thoughts have different, this is the entire argument of a world. You know, it's almost like we have a little scale on thoughts, you know, and then we weigh them out. Someone says a line of text. You can just watch this play in consciousness. And I was really watching that, asking for a lot of miracles around that, because I could see it's like a ping. And then someone would say something, da, 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 and you could just watch consciousness move into the filing cabinet from the past. See, look for a comparison. See, that's comparison is ordering thought, one thought more than another. See, let me see if my thoughts are better than these thoughts over here. Whatever that thought that rose right there, I have a better thought than that. See? Because all thoughts are the thoughts. Like, they don't belong to anyone. They're just rising in consciousness. Does the light have any thoughts? Is the light taking certain thoughts out and has a little thought collector over here? It puts some over here, and you know, it's going to make these thoughts better than those thoughts. It separates out the gold coins from the silver coins from the copper coins. See that the light doesn't separate, doesn't change, doesn't notice, doesn't give any emphasis to one thought over another thought. It's neutral. Yet Jesus says, I have no neutral thoughts, because we take a thought. You ever notice that people argue, you'll see that display in consciousness, where 2 beings will argue over one single word and the meaning of it. So ordering thoughts is how we pick a fight with ourselves. This thought's more than that thought. It's better than this thought, that thought. And if I just said that group of thoughts, it would be better than this group of thoughts. And if I really just told him and this set of thoughts about, that's what creates this feeling that some memory is better than another memory. Some being is better than another memory. It's just generating the entire experience. That something's better than others and something's worse than others. Ordering, you know, I'm going to pick preference. I prefer this over that. When the light's just going on, oblivious to any order of thought. And that's why we can never be happy. If we order our thoughts, just, you know, we just stack them like coins on the desk and go, okay, these thoughts are better than those thoughts. You desire an experience in which you order your own thoughts and thus experience the effects of the ordering. So however we order those thoughts through the desire for the experience, we'll experience it. This currency is better than this currency. This country is better than that country. This country's more peaceful. This car is a better car than that car. Look at the thousands and bazillions of ways within consciousness, the diversity of consciousness displays. And then it's the desire for choice. Let's ask the light. If we desire an experience in which we order our own thoughts, is that the desire for choice? And here with see, we want to choose some thoughts other than, you know, this thought. Want to choose that thought because we want to have this experience. See that all defenses come from ordering thoughts, the desire to order thoughts, put a little stack of thoughts and this little thoughts and have an argument with another being about what thoughts to have. Or trying to control what some other being says. That's ordering thoughts. See, the infinite being just doesn't get involved in that because it's just expressing. Things may come out of its mouth, out of the mouth. There's like, okay, they're gone. They're just here. That, you know, there's no emphasis. I have a better thought than your thought. It may appear that way because it's part of the play. But in reality, if we don't put our happiness in that, you see that happiness, not the thoughts are gone as soon as they go. And that's another thing, like we'll reach out into the sky. I've watched that play in consciousness, you know, and try to catch that little series of thoughts. This is the perfect set of thoughts about something and play that. It's just a play. All we can do is see where we're hanging on and then ask for a miracle. So we change a perception that little set of thoughts, well, any thoughts really have value. You see them for the lightness and kind of the play. Okay, there's something coming out of this mouth here, but it's just came out of that mouth. Actually. And then we don't have any concern about hurting somebody or, you know, that whole play in consciousness. Ordering thoughts is worrying about whether we hurt someone by what we say. That's why I just say, let Jesus tell me what my thoughts are. He said in the lesson today, let him give all the thoughts and everything that comes out of the mouth and everything that we do. And then we're free, basically. Supremely happy. Okay. So part of ordering thoughts are all these beliefs. See, beliefs are ordered thoughts. A belief is a word that we put a charge on it and say it means something. Because notice, some people will say a sentence and then the person next to them will say the same sentence, or it's like they don't even notice. We can see this play in consciousness. One person loves pizza, the other person doesn't love pizza. It's just how consciousness displays in diversity. But then two people will fight over what kind of pizza to get. It's like all ordering thoughts. You believe the whole argument is just arguing with thoughts. We can ask the light that. Is the whole argument just arguing with thoughts? Making some thoughts more important than other thoughts. It's like it'll leave you speechless. Which is good. Silence is golden. You believe God judges against you and that you will be found guilty. Okay, Jesus, show me any desire below my level of awareness for an experience of God judging against me. See, once we see that trick, that there's nothing to fear in the light, that the light just is, and it's not coming to get us, then we can see through the trick. No guilt. Then the light, we can look so directly with the light then, see? That's the speed up. You get the gig. It's like, oh, there's nothing to be afraid of, so I'm just going to look direct. No fear of God, because I am, the light's here. Now you can just, okay. See where the snooze alarm is. Look directly at, do not pass go. Look where the snooze alarm's being hit. Rather than see all this kerfuffling and I'm afraid and all those sorts of things. I mean, they arise because we really have forgotten. You know, we have pretended, we want to pretend that consciousness likes to play like it can't wake up. Once that's seen, nothing to fear. And we know that our hearts will go on. Nothing to fear. And saying no to fear and going, okay, let's see what's underneath that. Let's get curious. See if I blow up and die if I look with Jesus. This is the most powerful expression in consciousness beyond consciousness coming to help us. Like, don't buy the fear ticket. Go, I'm going to look anyway. It's so much happiness in just that straight on looking. All the kerfuffling starts falling away really quickly. You believe God judges against you and you will be found guilty. So again, the direct looking at desires with the light, we can see it just cuts that guilt. Guilt is a after desire. There's choice. You can just follow it. Just have Jesus take you to the basement and look at each level. And just go down. It's like, okay, so perception's way out here. And you look at David Hofmeister's levels of mind. It gives you kind of the clues at how that works. But Jesus will tell you, just ask him. He'll bring it, each level of mind. He'll show it to you. But see, that emotion and beliefs in that layer in there is when it bifurcates, that's going to be guilt. So look under it. Oh, I'm feeling guilty. Okay, what's under that? Don't even spend any time on it. Don't even spend any time on emotions, Jesus says. Just go, what's under this? Show me the desire. Because see, that comes after up here. Say, I want to see the desire. Show it to me. Okay, I admit it. Give me I want a miracle. Thank you. I want to change that. I'm willing to see that differently. Like, do not pass go. So much easier. Show me the energy around it and just let the energy bubble up that's been trapped. You know, I was on a call and it's always good to ask too. And we do that here. Is this holding on or a release? Because sometimes the bodies might do all kinds of things. You might think you're just having a Kundalini energy, whatever's. Don't label it, because the mind's going to come in. The wrong mind comes in and labels that stuff. Oh my God, I'm dying. Just ask Jesus, is this a release? Do I need to be concerned? No. The only thing we need to know is two things. Is it a release, or I'm holding on to something so I can ask for a miracle? But sometimes there are like movements and you don't hear, I mean, some beings talk about it. I'm asking Jesus now. I mean, there were a lot of releases and releases and releases and releases and releasing all that suppressed subconscious stuff. So that may occur, but that's another reason why we join and just ask. Does this feel helpful? Or am I, playing in the debris field? It just saves a lot of time. Since you are synonymous with God, you desire to miscreate an experience where you judge yourself and find yourself guilty. Jesus, will you show me any desire below my level of awareness to find myself guilty? He says, if you don't listen to, he always has to tell, you don't listen to me, you will feel guilty. Because you're engaging in the unreal. See, when we miscreate, there'll be the split. So not following the light is just asking for split. And you'll feel guilty. And since you are synonymous with your brother, you desire to miscreate an experience of judging your brother and finding your brother guilty. So yeah, that's just so gorgeous when he was showing me, because I went and got in the jacuzzi, and I was talking to him like I was doing the jacuzzi, or it's just a hot tub. And and he's going, no. I said, well, is there anything I need to see in terms of, because I'm always looking at body identification, see if there's any body identification around anything. And he says, when you follow me, you cannot miscreate. So you're not adding extra burden. He's lifting the burden when we follow him. He's lifting us. So it's given. Other times you could go into the same thing and you'll feel guilty because it's being used for denial. But now that our bodies, we're giving our bodies over to the light to handle everything, it ceases the miscreation of an experience of guilt and suffering. And he's showing us all the places subconsciously where those are still in the subconscious mind. You miscreate an experience of judging your brother and find your brother guilty. This is a good place to look. Jesus, will you show me any areas where I'm miscreating an experience of judging my brother to find him guilty? And will you show me that finding my brother guilty is finding myself guilty? This is the means by which you miscreate the experience of a world of other outside yourself. Jesus, will you show me the desire for an experience of other outside myself? I'm willing to ask for a miracle. So much love in this, so much gratitude to see how easily these desires below our level of awareness can be seen and asked for a miracle. It's so direct, so unsparing. And that the looking can be really easy and light. Like there's nothing to fear in the looking. This is so valuable, at least here. That the light doesn't ask us for guilt. It's not looking around. It doesn't have a little book, the little book where we're guilty. It doesn't know that. The light just sees innocence. The light sees everything in innocence. So I just want to let everybody know, yeah, we are going to try and get fiber optics. We'll see. I hope so, because it'd be so joyous. I could see that. It feels given for us to share some movies together, some spirit guided movies. How glorious. So we'll see if that comes in. And we're going to be watching. It's on YouTube, so any of you can watch it. It's kind of pretty scientific, I would say, but it's an interesting look at science and the holographic universe. And science is really pointing to the world as a hologram. It's a 5-part series called The Holographic Universe. If you feel it, I don't know if we'll watch the whole thing, but we're going to start watching it tonight. It's probably about maybe an hour and a half for the first one. So if you feel some joy in that, I'll just mention it and we can send out the links in our little iMessage group or post it. Maybe we'll post it up on the brigade group. So if you want to watch, you can have all 5 parts. Thank you, beloved mighties. Big hugs all the way home. Love you. Thanks for your help, Russell, with trying to sort out the Wi-Fi. I mean, the upload, download.